Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos about? Well, I basically take a model kit and I show you how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern on the sprue, I can let you guys know. If there's anything that's wrong on the sprue, again, I'll let you know. If there's anything to do with the particular kit that needs your attention, mold lines, or when you're taking off the sprue, you know, this helps you. If you suffer with dyslexia or struggle with instructions, or you look at the instructions and they make no sense to you, this is a visual aid for you. If you're thinking about collecting a new army and you're not sure about how the models go together or they look a bit complicated, again, this is a visual aid just to help you out. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so what am I building today? Today I am going to be building this lovely model, Lord Typhus from the Death Guard. So what I'm going to do is, as always, tools needed, mold line scraper. Now you can use a hobby knife or like a so-called blade. If you're using blades, be careful, guys. I always use this because I find it a lot easier and handier. Clippers, the most useful part of our tool, of our kits, tools that we can use to do these kits. Some sanding sponge. This is a sponge with some sandpaper beside. This is fine grit. Yeah. I think you can get coarse and a few other different types, but I always go with fine grit. It's a plastic kit, so plastic glue. I do have super glue at hand, just in case. Now, so for everyone that's new, here's what we do, you know, on the sprue, with the Sprues Festival. We have a look at what we can see and what we can work out where, you know, what stuff is. So it saves us stressing about the whole sprue as a whole. We just break it down into parts. So there's obviously his head. Okay. That's his head. That looks like his front of his body. This is back of his body. That's his arm that goes onto there. I can already see that. It's a little hole there. There's like a little bit in there that connects into. These look like stuff that goes at the bottom of his base, I think. Or does that come out of his... No, that's stuff that comes out of his backpack. There's one sprue. Here's the other sprue. His leg. Look at that. I love that. There's his other leg. This looks like something on the base that he steps onto. It's a hand. That looks like his backpack. There's some more stuff that comes out of his backpack. There's his shoulder bits. And whether they are, they're probably the same thing. It's very simple, very nice and easy. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to finish getting set up, and we'll come back and show you. I'll come back and show you what parts we start with. As you've gone too far ahead of myself, I'm not going to show you how we start with first of all. We'll look at his stat lines. So his stat lines: movement 5, weapon skill 2+, shooting 2+. Strength 4, toughness 5, 6 wounds, 6 attacks, leadership 9, and 2 up armor save. His weapon has a melee profile, which gives him +3 to his strength, makes him strength 7. It's -3 AP, and it's 3 damage apiece. That is savage. So he's basically got 6 attacks. So presuming everyone hits in close combat, 2+, and he wounds you everything because he's become strength 7. So 7 wounds, each one's worth 3 damage. That's 21 damage output he could do in a turn. That is quite tasty. Now, I did look in the codex, and I think there's a ranged version of this that's not on here. I'm not 100% sure now, so don't hold me to it. But I'm sure he has a ranged weapon. It might only be like a grenade or something, but I'm sure he has a ranged weapon. But anyway, I'm going to get the first pieces ready. So the first piece we need is this tiny little piece here. It's number 1, and number 2, which is his head. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down. Now with this piece, I can already see what it is. That's these little breathing apparatus. So I'm going to clip it here and clip it there. Okay, because it just slots just in the front there. But I'm going to clip it off, clean it down, and then I'll give you a quick show where it goes and screw it into place. Right, this is very fiddly. As you can see, there's a little U shape at the top. That U shape slots in there. So I've already put glue onto it. Slots in there, like so. Okay, gives you the lovely helmet that he has. It's a pain in the hole because that first piece that goes on his face is very, very small, very fiddly. Now, so the next piece that we need is A5, which I believe is the front piece of his armour. So I'm going to snip that off, clean that down, and show you how it goes together. Right, so the instruction is not that clear on it. It's just telling me it goes straight in. It doesn't go straight in. You put the horn through first, and then you push the head in, and that's how it goes in. It's not going to glue on because I haven't got a glue on there, but that's how it goes in. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place, and then no wait, it comes forward a bit more. Oh wait, it's saying it goes in there. Let's try this again. It's saying that the bottom of that helmet slots into the little slot there. Don't see how that works though. No, it doesn't work. It has to come in like that. It has to come in like that. It doesn't work otherwise. So I'm going to glue it into place and I'll come back and go for the next pieces. And so the next piece that we need is number 3, which is his back piece, and number 4, which is this lovely leg that I was admiring, and the foot. So I'm going to snip these off, clean these down, and come back and show you how they go together. Be careful when cleaning this then because of those wires. This is where sanding sponge comes in. This is very, very simple. That back part of his leg goes in there like so. So simple. So I'm going to glue that on. Okay, that's what it looks like at the back. I'm going to glue that on and then come back for the next piece. Right, so now what we do is it's very simple. This goes onto there, like so. Very, very simple, very easy. If you're not sure how the bottom half of the body lines up, the shoulders are so simple to line up. Yeah, so I'm going to glue that on and then come back for the next piece. So here we are, nice. The next piece that we need is number 6, maybe at number 6, which is this piece. Okay, so I'm going to snip it off, clean it down, show you how it goes. Right, so this piece just slots on over the top like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue it into place, come back for the next piece. Next part we need is number 7. Okay, so I'm going to clean it off, snip it, clean it, and show you where it goes. Again, this is very, very straightforward. This looks really weird, but you want a little circle bit in the middle on the bottom because it's flat and it's flat. So it just sits in there like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place and then we'll come back and look at the next piece. So the next piece that's needed is this leg, which is number 8. So I'm going to snip that off, clean it down and show you where it goes. Now this threw me at first because there's a little bit there and there's a little bit there. And I was like, how the hell? But basically this little pipe here goes into there. It just slots into place like so. The back of it's in place. Yeah, so don't look at the leg, look at the piping, pipe work. That's where that connects, yeah? So I'm going to glue that on and we'll come back for the next piece. So the next piece that's needed is his scythe. This little tube, this little piping bit here, number 11. So it's number 9, number 11, and his hand, which is number 10. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, and show you where they go. Right, so this is very straightforward. This little fiddly piece here goes on there. Goes in there. It doesn't go on like that. It goes around the back of him. Into the it goes into back here. Okay, but just try and get it into place. If I had glue on there, it'd be easy to handle, but it basically goes on a little bit like that, except the curve on the piping sits on his belly, so it goes into this bit here. Okay, the handy hand goes on here, nice and easy. Now I do have a little tuft on there. I don't know, didn't know if that was because there's a little tuft there or not, but as soon as I put some glue into that, plastic glue, it's going to get rid of it anyway. And his scythe, then there's a little tufty bit on the bottom of the hand there, but there's a little gap in there that just sits in there. That probably has to come off actually. Yeah, it does. You can see that the little bit on top there needs to come off, but you see the little V shape at the bottom of it that goes into a little V shape there. So I'm going to snip those last little bits off and glue them into place. Right, the next piece that's needed is number 13, which is this lovely little piece here. Now when you're snipping this off the screw, be very careful. I snip one side, then the other, then this side, then that side, something like that. I'll start there, then do this one, then yeah, because if you start snipping all this side, it can damage you. So I'm going to snip that off, clean that down, sanding sponge, because it's a very delicate piece, and I'll show you where it goes. Well, this is very, very straightforward. On the back there, there's two little circles. They go in the top two of there. So literally it just sits in there like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place, and then I'll come back and show you where the next pieces are and where they go. And the next piece is number 14, which is this piece here. Again, this is another big piece, so just snip it. Be careful. There is actually 3 joins this side and 1 that side, so just be very cautious when you're snipping it. I would probably start with the middle one, and then this one, then this one, then that one. Again, sanding sponge, give it a gentle clean down, and I'll come back and show you where it goes. But it's pretty much similar. Should have 2 little holes, but there's 1 hole there. Looks like there's another one, it goes in 3 points, so it looks like there's another one there. Just this bit there, and it looks like there's a 3rd one just here. I'm going to snip it down, clean it, and then show you exactly where it goes. Right, so where this one goes, the first hole I showed you, that lines up at the top there. As long as that lines up, it sort of swings around. I'll get it in properly. It goes in the top there, and it swings around like that. I don't even know it right. Come on, I've had it lined up perfectly off camera. It goes on like that. Okay. You have to fiddle back because off camera it went on perfect. When I put the camera on, this size is going to mess around. It basically curls around the back of him like so. Okay. So I'm going to glue that into place and then come back for the next piece. Funny moment time. This piece here, number 14, does not go there. It goes in from the middle one to this one, because there's 1 little hole there, 1 hole there, and 1 hole there, and it literally just slots on there. It's my silly moment time. So it just slots in there. It's just wrong. It's come down. You can see that little connector there goes in there, that goes in there, and that's where I done it wrong. That's even wrong, it needs to be down here. I'm going to fiddle around with it and show you, then come back to you. There we go. I wondered why it wasn't going in, but that's how it goes. It connects in the back there, and there's a little connection point just under there. Any game transects come around the side of him. Deary me. But see, this is why we have the Let's Build videos. So even if I make a mistake, like knocking the model bits of the bit comes off. Right, so I'm going to leave this dry for a minute and come back for the next piece. Well, there's 2 more pieces. Right, this is number 15. This is what we need. I think I actually might have said the other one was 15. No, I was looking down the page instead of looking across the page. So anyway, as you can see, this one has 3 little holes. So I'm going to snip this one off, clean this down, and then this should fit the other side. And there we go. I couldn't do a dry fit because there's already glue in it. But let's see how it goes in. Nice and easy. It's like a zigzag. It just goes in nice and simple. Okay. Then the last piece is this little bit where his foot goes onto. So that's size 4 to me. So I'm going to snip that off, clean that down, and show you how it goes on. Then normally I do the base first to get it out of the way, but this time it's a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is take the guy, his foot just literally glues on there like that. So I'm going to glue that into place. So I put glue in the footprint and not around the edge. I'm going to glue it into place, and then put glue underneath. That goes, the whole thing then goes onto the base. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'll come back to you when I've done that. And there we have him. Nice and easy. Difficulty for this model, I'd probably give him a 4. Okay. The reason why is the bit coming through his face there is very small and fiddly. The wire this side again is very small and fiddly. And just the contagion smoke coming out the back of his backpack was a little bit, the instruction wasn't that clear. I know I misread it in the first place, but it still was a little bit, I should have been able to pick up a little bit more, but I'd say a 3 actually, a 3/4 difficult for this guy. He's not that difficult, he's not that hard, it's just there are a few fiddly moments. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, if it's helped you in any way, even if you had a good laugh at me making a mistake, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because subscribing to the channel costs you nothing and helps the channel out in a massive way. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss any future content. For everyone else that supported the channel for this long and watches videos, you know, week in, week out, thank you very much, guys. It means a hell of a lot to me. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures now. Until next time, guys, take it easy.